Okay, this is the coordinates in Google Sky that leads to a blacked out spot. Um, I've shown you guys this video before, and it's in the constellation of Orion, okay? And then we have these other coordinates that come up to this object right here, which is in the constellation of Taurus. Which is right next to Orion. So what I'm wondering is, we have a black spot right here in Google Sky, and we have an object that looks like Nibiru right here. So is this object right here, is it moving? Meaning, is this blacked out spot right here also the same object? And that's why they blacked it out, because they don't want us to see that it's moving that it's moved from here to here. I don't know. I'm just asking a question. But this looks very similar to the drawings we've seen of the ancient Sumerian planet Nibiru. So that's interesting to say the least, okay? And then we have scientists that are saying that the star Sirius right here is a possible candidate for the second sun in our solar system. Many scientists believe that our solar system is binary. You can watch the documentary called The Great Year. It's on YouTube. And the Binary Research Institute is investigating and believes that Sirius is a high there's a high probability that it's the second sun. Okay, well that would explain why the Egyptians had their obsession with Sirius. They had the Egyptian pyramids themselves. Certain shafts of the pyramid align with Sirius on certain times of the year, and also this star in Orion's belt. So why, since we can't even build pyramids today, somebody with an advanced civilization, with advanced technology was able to do that? And why? Why did they want to pinpoint Sirius and Orion? Well, possibly because an object is coming from there, a planet, maybe a circumbinary planet. So, a circumbinary planet that's traveling maybe around the star Sirius, and then makes a crossover right here to our solar system, and then travels between. This would explain why the Sumerians called it the planet of the crossing. So then the Egyptians, well, and also why the Sumerians had 9 planets in the solar system, because we only have 8 planets. Pluto is not a planet, it's a dwarf planet Kuiper Belt object. Well, the Egyptians also had these hieroglyphs showing this red planet-looking object in the horns of Taurus. And again, here in the horns of Taurus, it's also over Orion. So it's smaller over Orion, this is Orion, and then it's larger over Taurus in the horns of the bull. So if we go here, you can see it was smaller in Orion and larger in Taurus, meaning it's further away in Orion, and then it's closer once it's in Taurus. So what I'm wondering is, if it's coming from Sirius, that would make sense. If it's traveling here around Sirius, then crossing over and coming around our sun, then it would travel right through Orion and Taurus. And it would be further away in Orion and closer in Taurus. So that would explain why the Egyptians had, this depiction here of Orion and Taurus. And notice the sun is behind them. So that's the reason that we have Orion on the right and Taurus on the left, because the sun is behind them. So notice Orion here is on the left and Taurus on the right, but that's because it's on that side of the sun. If we whip this around, Orion would be on the right and Taurus on the left if the sun was in the backdrop. You see what I'm saying? Sorry, I turned it around too many times. So from this perspective, viewing from the sun, Orion's on the left, Taurus is on the right. But from Orion's perspective, Orion would be on the right and Taurus on the left, with the sun as a backdrop. So it would match this. Orion on the right, Taurus on the left. Okay, not a coincidence, not a coincidence at all. They're trying to tell us something. They knew Orion and Taurus were there, and there's an object coming from there. That's got to be what that is. Well, the Mayans had told us that in Monument 6, which has been kept quiet and nobody even knows about it, which is why you have these people attacking me on YouTube, just attacking me and impersonating me, viciously attacking me all over the internet. And why? Because of this, because I'm telling you the truth, and they don't want you to know the truth. It's one thing if you can figure it out yourself, but it's a whole different thing if you start telling other people what you figured out. They don't want people to listen, so they discredit anybody that knows the truth. The Mayans Monument 6 that I just talked about in my last video says that starting in the winter solstice of 2012, that the ninth planet will be visible. The ninth quote-unquote god, which could easily mean planet. Whatever it is, it'll become visible starting in the winter solstice 2012. So what I'm saying, and the reason why I'm making this video, is that I'm saying we should be looking in Taurus to see if we can find it. So this is stellarium right here, and you'd have to download this and set it to your location. But around 11 o'clock at night, around 10 or 11 o'clock at night, around 10 o'clock at night even, you can look to the south, and right now, this time of year, look to the south, and Sirius is the brightest star in the sky, and it's going to be right there in the south. Just above that, you're going to find Orion. This is Orion right here. These two stars with the three stars in the middle, that's Orion. It's much bigger in the sky. And then just above that is Jupiter, of course, and then these are the horns of the bull right here. So I'll go ahead and put in, let me move this up so I can put this in here. Okay, so those are the lines right there. So you can see these are the horns of the bull. These are the horns of the bull right here. That's where we're looking. I'll take out the lines so you can see that. The horns of the bull right there. So put the lines back in just so you can see what I'm talking about. So that's what you're looking for. So if you want to look for this and see if you can find it, then that's where you want to look. So just look south around 10 o'clock at night this time of year, and I'm still going to be looking the whole year, because I don't know, when they say it's visible, I don't know what they mean. I mean, do they mean it's visible in a telescope, or is it going to be visible, starting on the winter solstice, or will it not be visible until sometime in 2013? I don't really know, but I'm going to be looking for it. And Sirius is not always visible. So, anyway, so that's that right there. Okay, well, if you go to another video that I had uploaded a while back, talking about the axis shifts that we've been having. We had an axis shift on December 26th of 2004. It was a 1-inch axis shift. Here in February 2010, we had 3-inch axis shift, and then again in 2011, we had a 4 to 10-inch axis shift. So is this an orbit of some kind of object? I don't know. But what I want to propose is that we look for an object in this area as well. And the reason I say that is because let me just draw in here. So we had an axis shift in December of 2004. It was 1 inch. That was that Indian tsunami that you guys remember, that was actually an axis shift, and that was in 2004, and it was in the December position. And then we had another one in February of 2010, and that axis shift was 3 inches. There was an 8.8 there, chilly quake. You remember that? Then again in March of 2011, we had a 4 to 10 inch axis shift, the Japan quake. And then again in 2012, and I may not have these exactly right, in 2012 we had 3 8-pointers on April 11th, 2012. So what I'm saying here is that there was a 1 inch axis shift here, 3 inches, 4 to 10 inches, and then this was a 9.0 earthquake. This was an 8.8. This was a 9.0, and then there were 3 8.8s, 8.9, 8.7s right in there. There were 3 of them back to back in April 11th, 2012. I don't know if there was an axis shift here, but I think it might be significant. So my question is there an object coming in this direction? Is there a gravity trough between the object and the sun that Earth is passing through that's causing these events to happen? I don't know. I'm just asking the question. But I guess the point is that maybe we should be looking for the object. In fact, maybe these lines aren't exactly right. That might actually be more like May. This is December. This is June. This is March. So April, May. Okay, yeah, maybe that is right. So maybe we should be looking in Virgo, actually. Maybe we should be looking over here for the object. If it's going to become visible this year, I'm saying, then we should probably be looking right around in here somewhere, or from here to here. And also here, just because of the Egyptians and what they had said. So if that's where it is, then you saw where you can find the horns of the bull directly south around 10 or 11 o'clock at night, right up here above Orion. And then around that same time, you can look east and find Virgo rising. So Virgo would be, the hand of Virgo would be rising right here. So around 11 o'clock. You might have to go to midnight to see this area right in here. So, I'm sorry, this is 10:19. I guess it depends on your location. 10 o'clock, around 11 o'clock. I guess around 11 o'clock. This area right here is going to be rising in the east. So those are the two locations that I'm going to be looking in to see if anything becomes visible. The attackers are probably going to go into high gear right now, because I'm telling you this. Because they obviously don't want they don't want this information out. There is a very good reason why they did not tell us what the Mayan Monument 6 said. There's a very good reason why they have not told us that. And I don't really know what it is, but it seems like it has to do with this object that's going to become visible, and they don't want people looking for it. So look for it.